Gary O'Neill, the head coach of Strasbourg, has got a good record here. They've only lost once since his arrival on home soil. They were given the weekend off as well, whilst Mainz lost at home to Freiburg. So I know it's a Thursday night, it's hardly about freshness, but they've had a full week to prepare for this, Strasbourg. This ball is so, 2 minutes gone. It is still Strasbourg 0, Mainz 0 for anyone just joining us. Just feeling their way into the game at the moment, these two sides. Next goal is crucial in this game if it's Mainz who fancy them to go through. There's one German side already through from the quarterfinals tonight in the Europa League. Freiburg 3-1 winners in Spain against Celta Vigo, 6-1 on aggregate. Good win that for Freiburg on the road. The early result in the Conference League, AZ Alkmaar 2, Shakhtar Donetsk 2. So Shakhtar will be representing Ukraine in the semi-final. Winners of this game will play AEK or Rayo Vallecano. First leg of that game, 3-0 to Vallecano. They've gone into Greece tonight, very much the favourites. Mainz the favourites here. The cross coming into the penalty area from Philip Mwani. It's one over on the far side by Godo. Godo again, plays it inside, then forward by Nanasi. Nanasi's given it away inside the penalty area. It's a dribbling run here from Kawasaki and left by Barco and grabbed by Mike Penders, but a dangerous drive into the box by Soto Kawasaki. He's a midfielder that likes to get forward. 24 years of age, he's on loan from Kyoto Sanga. He's new to the European scene. Just the one cup goal this season, but he does like to get forward. I was impressed with his movement in the final third and his runs from midfield in the first leg. So we'll wait and see how his career develops. The 24-year-old, just the one cap for Japan. He's likely to make the squad, but if anyone's going to miss out, it might be him. But here's Barco, who might make the Argentine squad. He's run into traffic here. Nanasi picks up the loose ball. And that's going to be a free kick. In fact, Barco upended. The former Brighton and Hove Albion defender, Barco. Speaking to someone on the inside at Brighton, said his face didn't quite fit at Brighton. He was a little bit too full of himself, a little bit too master of his own destiny. That it didn't suit the Brighton way. He was moved on, but he's a tremendous player. There is Barco, almost giving the ball away, just as I say, he's a tremendous player. Ismail Doucouré. Now it's with Doucouré again. On the left-hand side of that defence, and now it's Godo, who's definitely on the left-hand side of the midfield, slipping it into the penalty area. It was a good block by Danny da Costa, but Strasbourg still have it, with Barco on the right-hand side. Now Moreira's cross in towards Godo, headed away well by Vidmar. Wouldn't quite come down for Nanasi. Do you know what? I gave you that. Let's just see this shot in the second. It's a shot from Valentin Barco. And over the top by Ouattara. Looks like Ouattara is more right-hand side, but it's looking like my predicted lineup isn't a million miles away. Strasbourg, I will take full credit because I usually get it wrong. So Strasbourg face up to a long goal kick from the Mainz goalkeeper Daniel Butts, the 35-year-old veteran. And they've got a route down the left with Nebel. Gets the early ball in. It came off of Ismail Doucouré, and he wasn't very far away from the target. Whistled past the post and behind for a corner. Doucouré quick to block it, but that was a lightning quick attack down the left-hand side by Nebel and Mainz. Corner, first corner of the game. And it's going to be taken by the man that won it, Nebel, who came from the academy, the 23-year-old. Has represented Germany at under 21 level, 4 goals this season. So far, it's 0-0. Corner, not a good one, and it's taken by the big man, Mike Penders. And Penders looks to distribute out to the left-hand side. Swivelling pirouette from Julio Enciso. Will try and drop off as a number 10, I think. Enciso doesn't like playing down the middle, but he's been asked to do so. 10 goals this season. Watara's come in as a target, really, to allow Enciso to do his stuff, which usually involves dropping a little deeper. Had more of the ball so far, Strasbourg. 7 minutes gone, still 0-0. Gary O'Neill's philosophy was, let's just get out there and get that first goal. Let's get into the lead and see if it changes the atmosphere and the nerves start to creep in on the German side. We'll wait and see. Ball is out of play on this near side. Barrera unable to take the pass that was aimed at him by Barco. So throwing to Mainz, which goes all the way back to goalkeeper Daniel Butts. Butts is enjoying a very good season, the 35-year-old. He's made the number 1 jersey his, well, so to speak, in a kind of roundabout way. Lasseris is actually the number 1 on the squad list. He's on the bench. And the ball played forward by Murabat. It wasn't a good pass, straight to Sano. And Sano plays a nice ball out wide to the right-hand side. And this is Viper, Nelson Viper. Switches it across to the left-hand side. This is Moene. Tries the shot, which is blocked. It's a wrestling match going on. El Murabat, and now Nanasi leaves it. And Godo plays it down the middle. It's too powerful for Moreira, who sticks a thumbs up gesture into the air. Well, Nottingham Forest 0, Porto 0 is the latest. Of course, they drew 1-1 in Portugal. I can tell you that there has been a red card in that match. And just waiting for confirmation. I believe it's Jan Bednarak. I haven't got any confirmation as yet. 7 minutes gone. Jan Bednarak of Porto sent off. So Nottingham Forest 0-0. But playing against 10 men. All 6 ties tonight. 3 in the Europa, 3 in the Conference. 0-0. And the large travelling faithful from Mainz in the far corner away to our left, behind the goal that Mainz are currently defending, are making lots of noise. Mind you, Strasbourg fans who travelled in their numbers last week did likewise. Can confirm Jan Bednarak. Yellow card upgraded to a red by VAR, so they're down to 10 of Porto. Here's Moreira arcing his way inside. He's been brought down from behind by Philip Moene. He was slightly caught out of position there, Moene. Later in the game, that would have been a yellow. Valentin Barco. Now the long ball forward by Ouattara. It's cut out. Sano looks up, and again he's played that ball into the channel towards Viper. Viper is being chased by El Murabat. Cross comes in, and quickly out to the penalty spot to grab the ball was Mike Penders, Chelsea goalkeeper. He loves to play with the ball at his feet. He's very good, one of these sweeper keepers. He's got an error in him, but if he can iron them out in the fullness of time. He's been playing regularly for Strasbourg this season. He is a very good goalkeeper, good shot stopper. He can iron out those 1 or 2 errors. He could be something special. He could be a Chelsea number 1. Well, it's been given away by Barco. And now forward come Viper and Mainz. Mainz with Tietz. Turns away to the right-hand side. He's got the overlap of Vidmar, but he decided to go alone. And then It comes all the way through to Mwene. Can't control. Referee's blown his whistle. And looks like Almarabat's gone down. So it will be a free kick inside the penalty area to Strasbourg. There's a slip in there from Kawasaki. And now a shoulder injury for, I think it's Almarabat. Can't quite see. He hasn't got up yet. He's now up and he's okay. Here's Barco bringing it out from the back for Strasbourg. Strasbourg nil, Mainz nil. 12 minutes gone. But earlier on today, Shakhtar through to the semi-finals of the Conference League. It's AEK Athens 1, Rayo Vallecano 0. So 3-0 up for the first leg, the Spanish side. They are going to be tested. AEK get that early goal. They are warming up a substitute at the moment, are Mainz. And Decore is down. Second injury in the space of a minute or so. Ismail Decore, the 22-year-old defender. He's gone in and he's stretched. He's stretched there. I wonder if he's pulled something. He carried on the run to try and get to Viper, and then he's gone down. This could be a muscle problem, and this could be a problem. Looking at the bench, you've got Hogsberg who can play right back. You're pretty much relying on Chilwell in the centre of defence already today. There isn't an awful lot apart from a very young player called Johan Becker. Johan Becker, one of the substitutes. Not a lot known about him, other than that he's 17 years of age. It's only the second time he's been on the bench. So they would have to readjust. I say Chilwell is playing in the defence at the moment. He's kind of playing on the left-hand side. He's got the ball at his feet at the moment as the ball is chucked back by Mainz sportingly to Strasbourg to restart. 14 minutes gone. It is Nottingham Forest 1, Porto 0. So Forest ahead through Morgan Gibbs White against the 10 men. Great result that would be for Forest as they look for European glory as well as survival in the Premier League. Here's Moreira, cuts inside, edge of the penalty area. Barco, nice play from him, whiffs it in across the face of the 6-yard box, but there was no one really gambling. It's a good ball into a corridor of uncertainty there from Barco. Tremendous player, looks up, plays the ball in, no one attacking it there. Perhaps Godot should have done. And it's one where you draw a fine line, because if you attack it early you're probably offside. He wasn't too far away from the scene of the crime, which made it even more difficult. And, well, Strasbourg have just pressed that goal kick, and Mainz have put it straight out for a throw-in right by the corner flag. What on earth are they doing there? And then, after all that, an offside flag has gone up. Well, I'm totally perplexed there. Right, there's a goal kick to Mainz. Mainz take the goal kick. Oh, it's a foul. Oh, I see. Right, I'm with it now. Okay, right. I can tell you what's happened. Enciso took the throw. The goal kick kicked straight out by the corner flag. Goodness only knows what they were doing, Mainz. With posh and bats, but they put it out. Throw-in is taken by Enciso. Back to Nanasi, back to Enciso. He's standing in an offside position. Flag up, free kick. There's me thinking you can't be offside from a throw-in. It's where he took it back after he'd thrown it back to Nanasi. Right, cleared that one up. Real Betis have taken an early lead in Spain. They were the finalists in the Conference League last season, losing to Chelsea. And Anthony has scored the goal. Remember him, Manchester United man. 67% possession from Strasbourg so far. Ball is cleared into touch over on the far side by Decore, who seems to have recovered from the early knock. Aston Villa ahead against Bologna at Villa Park as well. Aston Villa 1-0 to the good. Haven't got a goal scorer there yet, I'll let you know in a moment. There's a couple of flares that have been left off. This is a real problem in both Germany and France, and it can really fill a stadium with smoke and make it almost visibly impossible to see the other side of the pitch. There was a game the other week at Lille. Let me just cut off here because Mainz had half a chance there, but it wouldn't come down for Tietz, and it's cleared away by Chilwell up to the halfway line, but it's been won back again by Sano. Sano guiding his way down the left-hand side. Viper kind of got in the way, and now there's a man down injured. It's Tietz. So another break in play. We're talking about the smoke, the paraphernalia, the smoke bombs, etc., the fireworks. And there was a game at Lille the other week where they left the roof closed for the Derby du Nord. Worst thing you could have possibly done, leave the roof open. The smoke just wouldn't clear. The referee had to take the players off at one stage. On top of that, they had a massive tifo, did Lille. It was dangling from the roof of the stand, and they weren't able to get it down to the 11th minute of the game, so half the crowd couldn't even see the game. Here come Mainz trying to spearhead an attack with Mumwene, but Barco is too strong for him and scoops it away. Cutting back inside was Moreira. It will come nicely to Nanasi, who helps it on, and away goes Godo down the left-hand side. It's Godo having a run here at Vidmar. Godo into the penalty area, tries to play it out wide. Chilwell gets the cross in. It's just too high for Julio Enciso, and there was a foul outside the box, and the first yellow card of the game has been shown. Well spotted by the referee, and Kur, the defender, has actually gone down holding his back of his leg. He's just received the first yellow card of the game. We're hoping we can see that again in a second. There's an injury also. There was a good breakaway this from Strasbourg. He went flying into the penalty there, Moreira. He was stopped by the elbow of Court, and that's why he's got the yellow card. Right decision. And it's a free kick as well. So it's a double whammy as well as a yellow card. It's a free kick to Strasbourg. Moreira is having treatment for a facial injury from the elbow of Dominic Court. I don't think he was intending to elbow in the face. He was just sticking his arm out, but his elbow went a little too high and caught Moreira on the chin. Crystal Palace have taken the lead in Italy against Fiorentina. Well, Fiorentina needed to get the first goal in that game, but it's not. It's Ismail Sarr. And a yellow card has just been dished out here to one of the coaching staff of Mainz. I think it was the coach, Michael Silva-Bauer. Wasn't happy with the decision, and the assistant referee made the fourth official aware, and the fourth official's just got out the yellow card. Gary O'Neill is now speaking to the fourth official saying, look, if it's an elbow, then surely it's serious foul play and it should be a red card. Perhaps trying to tempt VAR into a review. Well, 6 games going on at the moment. 20 minutes gone. This is the only one that hasn't got a goal. Strasbourg 0, Mainz 0. That might change here. Nanasi will float the free kick in. It's a good ball in. It's an excellent header by Posh. Recycled over on the far side by Chilwell to Moreira. Moreira plays it through to Chilwell. Chilwell was still coming back, didn't read the situation at all. And it runs straight through to Daniel Batz in the Mainz goal. And Die Null Funfa, as they are known. Mainz continue to lead this tie 2-0 on aggregate. And they were expecting Strasbourg to come heavy. And they've set themselves up here, Strasbourg, to attack. it does leave them with a degree of susceptibility. So Villa, Forest, Palace, 3 English teams all winning. Here's Moreira for Strasbourg. Knocks it against Sano. Gets it back again, does Moreira. Down in the penalty area. It's a great ball in from Barco. It's headed back splendidly at the back post by Nanasi, but there was no one there. It's cleared away, and Chilwell will take the throw in just inside the Mainz half. Back inside almost immediately to Samuel El Mourabek, rather. So 20-year-old Moroccan midfielder through the academy here. This is Moreira playing on the right as we suspected he would. He's won the ball back really well. Now it's Ouattara trying to attack down the right hand side. That was good defending by Dominic Cook. Didn't need his elbows that time. So Freiburg and Shakhtar both winning early on. AEK are a goal to the good. Palace a goal to the good. Real Betis, Forest and Villa all winning 1-0. Here it's 0-0. Sorry that you picked the only game with no goal, but stick with us because it's an intriguing game. It's a good start this from Strasbourg. Tietz has had that injury. And, just wondering if they're contemplating whether he could carry on. But here he is at the moment, challenging and heading the ball in towards the penalty area for his strike partner Viper. They've been bold today of Mainz. They've come here and they're playing with 2 strikers. 2 big strikers that will cause problems. Going to keep Doucouré and Pamadeli busy, that's for sure. There's Danny Da Costa, German under-21 international of old. He's 32 now. Don't think he'll get a game for the under-21s anymore for Germany. That's a long ball that's gone straight out for a goal kick. He's played over 100 times, Danny Da Costa, for the club after joining from Eintracht Frankfurt. Very experienced Bundesliga player. I mentioned earlier at the top of the commentary, this is a final that will be played in Germany at Leipzig, so a fairly local venue for either of these 2 sides if they were to get through. As things stand, it's Rayo Vallecano in the semi-final, but AEK have got 1 goal tonight to make it 3-1 on aggregate, so it's still alive, that game. If AEK can get another, who knows where that one goes. The Conference League has been dominated by the English clubs in recent years. West Ham and Chelsea have both won it since its inauguration. Crystal Palace are looking to keep it very English, but France and Germany both have a vested interest here. Cross coming in from Godot. It's a great ball. Moreira, what a save! And it's smuggled behind for a corner. That's a terrific save from Daniel Betts. What a volley from Diego Moreira. It's coming deep from Godot. Takes on his fullback, comes inside. It's a high ball in, and Moreira has hit a volley, scissor kick volley on the far side of the left, of the right-hand side edge of the 6-yard box. It's a flying scissor kick, which the goalkeeper gets down, bats, and makes a really good save. Best chance of the game so far. And Strasbourg close to opening the scoring. Back out wide again by Ouattara. And now Enciso can take on the defender. Enciso into the box. It's a great ball in, 1-0. They've taken the lead and they've got the goal back that they so wanted. Nanasi with a goal. His 6th of the season. He's 4th in the Conference League. And just when they needed a goal, they've gone and got one. Strasbourg 1, Mainz 0. His 2nd goal in 8 games. And Nanasi was there. It's been coming. Well, the game plan has been working. It was recycled from the corner and they got it wide. And Nanasi started the move. And then it goes wide, and it's where Chilwell puts a brilliant ball into the box. And Nanasi gets there ahead of Posh and whips it in at the near post, low and hard, no chance of bats. Strasbourg 1, Mainz 0, and that means it's game on. Great finish from Nanasi. That's what he's been brought in to do. The Swede has indeed scored the opening goal. 26.5 minutes gone then. Mainz, as I said just a few minutes ago, they've come here with two big strikers, so they've come here to try and stretch the game. And I don't think that's the last goal that we're going to see in this game, you know. Strasbourg need another. Ooh, that was a high boot from Moreira. Down goes Nebel. Play on, says the referee. It's Barco. A little bit of time on the edge of his box. Not enough time, though, because he's given the ball away, but the referee says that is a foul from Philip Moenet, and that will be a free kick to Strasbourg, right on the edge of their penalty area. Plenty of goals tonight. Aston Villa now 2-0 up on Bologna. That's 5-1 on aggregate. Buendia and Watkins scoring those two goals 10 minutes apart, so they're in control. Forest 2-1 up on aggregate, 1-0 on the night, but Porto have had Bednarak, the former Southampton man, sent off. 27.5 on the clock. Penders, they've got that early goal. VAR are checking that second Villa goal, by the way. Here's Barco trying to spearhead another Strasbourg manoeuvre forward. Two goals in the first leg, both came in the opening 20 minutes for Mainz. But it's been Strasbourg with home advantage that have been resurgent in the early stages of the first half in the second leg, and they're right back in it now. It's game on. It's young Strasbourg side with some real talent. Gary O'Neill has set them up to give it a real good go tonight. It seems that Ouattara, as much as anybody, is kind of playing in the right wing-back position. We expected he might play up top, but it's Enciso, and Enciso will go running after this. He won't catch it, though. Tries to slide in, doesn't get the ball, nearly took the cameraman clean out. Oh, that's one of those big cameras. I don't think he would have come off better there, Enciso, would have gone into that camera. Just missed it, thankfully. Real Betis 3, Braga 0. That was 1-1 for the first leg. They've really gone gung-ho. Anthony with the first, and Ezezwili is a great left winger. Ezezwili, he loves to score goals in Europe. He's got 2 tonight, and Real Betis, they're going to be a strong contender. It looks like it's going to be Real Betis, Forest, Villa and Freiburg for the Europa semi-finals at this moment in time. It does mean that if Villa were to win tonight, which they are winning, and Forest were to win tonight, then the semi-final would be Real Betis against Freiburg and Nottingham Forest against Aston Villa. Bit of a Midlands affair there. It does mean that there will be a guaranteed English side in a final in one of the European competitions. Arsenal still going strong, of course, in the Champions League. Carried forward here by Viper down the right-hand side. Keeping him company was Martial Godot. The last touch came off of Viper because Godot has got the throw. Godot and Ouattara are playing as wing-backs with the emphasis very much on wing and not back. I think the discretion of tactics from Gary O'Neill is go out, get back in this, and then we might tweak it to be a little bit more conservative. But at the moment, Strasbourg are attacking in numbers, and quite frankly, Mainz are finding it difficult to contain them. Here's Godot, cuts inside, he's a real handful on that left-hand side, tries to play it into Nanasi, was slightly too far ahead of him, and cleared away by Sylvain Weidmann, the Swiss international, very experienced player. Do have an experienced back line, 3 of the back 5 of 32 or over, including this man, Philip Morwenek, the Austrian. Back to his goalkeeper, 35-year-old Daniel Batz. Ouattara. El Murabat. He loves to sit in that midfield and ping the ball about. El Murabat. It's another great discovery for Strasbourg. He seems to be getting more and more game time suddenly in this second half of the season. Gary O'Neill likes him. For Gary O'Neill was Leon Rosinia, and he didn't use him so much. That's a deliberate handball just now from Sylvain Vidmar, and he was lucky not to get a yellow card for it. Extra time and penalties if necessary. The winners of this time will play AEK Athens or Real Vallecano. Vallecano winning the first leg 3-0. Athens 1-0 up in the second leg in Greece. Vidmar with a snapping challenge on Godot. It's going to be a throw-in to Racing Strasbourg. Le Racing ahead by 1-0. A goal from Sebastian Nanasi. Just a few moments after Diego Moreira's brilliant volley was saved splendidly by Daniel Batz in the Mainz goal. The third goal by Real Betis, by the way, ruled out by VAR, so Braga just about alive in that contest. Here comes Strasbourg again. Moreira looks a handful, whips one in, and Godot's coming round the back. He had to get that, and he did Sylvain Vidmar, but still Godot gets the loose ball. He's going to recycle it inside the penalty area, gets the cross in too high for Enciso, goes over his head, bends away and out for a goal kick. Applauds by Enciso, the Paraguayan international. He'll be at the World Cup, of course, from the Brighton man. Been terrific tonight, Strasbourg. They've really given it a go. Tremendous goal from Nanasi as well. The celebration from Moreira, you can tell how much it meant to him. European football isn't just there to give you extra football. It's there because you want to win a competition against some of the best teams around Europe. And the wonderful thing about Europe is it's crammed with massive clubs, and you're always going to be drip-fed with some very good clubs playing in this competition. Fiorentina, Crystal Palace, 1-1. Got a goal back, Fiorentina. Is that the catalyst for the big European comebacks? I wonder. Ismail Sarr gave him the lead, but Gudmundsson has equalised for the Italian side from the penalty spot. 11 minutes to half-time. Moreira on the halfway line, wide on the right-hand side. Uses the outside of the left boot to find Barco. He plays it forward to Nanasi, the goal scorer. Gets it wide to Enciso. Whips it in. Brilliant header, 2-0. That is a wonderful goal. Absolutely brilliant goal. And it's 2-2 on aggregate. Abdul Ouattara, and you cannot purr enough about just how good that goal was. Arsene Wenger is in the crowd. He's on his feet with a smile on his face. Wow, what a goal by Strasbourg. Oh yes, everything about that from the moment that Diego Moreira played it with the outside of the boot forward to Barco, and he spliced it open to Nanasi. Nanasi got it wide to Enciso, crossed it in, and Ouattara was there, bang with a header from close range. Brilliant goal from Strasbourg. That was delightful. As a team goal, it's so nice to watch. Out wide, and Enciso hangs it up, and he runs onto it, and bang, a bullet header. It's 2-2. Game on. Strasbourg are where they want to be. This is a tie that has been flipped on its head. Abdul Ouattara, well, he's a striker who's playing as a wing-back today. He decided to pop up and take over as a striker for a moment. Good decision, because he's just gone and made it 2-0. What a goal. The VAR having a quick check. I really hope they don't disallow that, because it was one of the beautiful goals this season in UEFA competition. Ouattara's goal, brilliant. Oh yes, absolute delight to watch. What a goal. And it was several team members, Moreira who'd done his part, a lovely pass in to Barco to Nanasi wide, Enciso's cross, and Ouattara's finish. And Strasbourg fans are loving this. What a night. Well, Gary O'Neill said, go out, enjoy yourselves, get the first goal, let's get in front and see where it takes us. Well, this is where it's taken them. And here is Chilwell. I think this is a big 10 minutes in the game now, because there's, 8.5 minutes plus injury time, probably about 10 minutes for Strasbourg to keep on hammering away at Mainz, who have not got any answer to what's been thrown at them in this first half. They can go in at half-time 2-0 down, Mainz, and they might be able to stem the flow and change things slightly. But at the moment, you can only see one winner, Strasbourg. They're winning here by 2-0. Their tails are up. And they, you would feel, are the more likely a winner to go through to play AEK or Vallecano. But in all honesty, it's a tie that is level pegging, 2-2 on aggregate. Long ball into the penalty area. There is Mike Penders to pluck the ball out of the air, checks his wing mirrors and bowls it out, chucks it to the left-hand side to Nanasi. Nanasi plays it inside to Chilwell. Back to Nanasi again, and out wide for Barco. Played some delightful football here of Strasbourg, and it's played out to Godot on the left-hand side. Godot receives it, takes on his defender and beats him, not once but twice. He went back and done it again. Still Godot, whips it in, great ball, nearly on the end of it was Barco. Shot comes in, it's just wide. And again it was Ouattara, and again, Mainz are all over the place and Strasbourg are all over it. Great volley, just wide, and it was wide by a whisker. They simply do not know how to contain Strasbourg at the moment. Mainz, 9-match unbeaten run ended at the weekend. 1-0 they lost at home to Freiburg, and they seem like a team bereft of confidence at the moment. Referee's just diffusing a situation involving Posh and I think it's Ciso. Not sure what happened there. Anyway, Real Betis 2, Braga 1. That's game on again. 3-2 now on aggregate. Braga have got a goal back through Victor. Still Forest 1, Porto 0. Porto down to 10 men. Villa 2, Bologna 0. 5-1 on aggregate. Villa are through already, you would feel. Freiburg winning earlier on against Celta Vigo. 6-1 on aggregate. 3-1 on the night. Aston Villa are now 3-0 up against Bologna. Don't know who scored that goal. As soon as I find out, I'll let you know. But anyway, in the meantime, 6 minutes to go to half time. It's Strasbourg 2, Mainz 0. Header away was a good one. It's good covering actually there from Ouattara. Carried forward by Nanasi. Finds Barco. Spearheading another attack maybe here. El Marabat to Moreira. El Marabat again. And they did beat Paris Saint-Germain at home last season, and they've made this something of a fortress over the last 12 months. Not many teams come here and get something. And they've got a young squad, and they're in for a third here. Enciso, it's a bad back pass. It's Enciso, it's a good save by Bats, who got down with a strong right hand, and Enciso almost made it 3. What on earth was going on there? The back pass from Awene was atrocious. Moreira with the throw. Gets it to El Morabat. Then Arce. Moreira again. This is really good from Strasbourg. They've been a delight to watch in this first half. Leading by 2-0. 2-2 on aggregate. All set up for a interesting 45 to come. That hit the arm of Moene, but it will be a throw rather than a free kick. It was point blank range from Moreira Jr. Throw-in is going to be taken by Ouattara. Flicked up in the air by Moreira, volleyed away by Nibel. It's going to be gathered at the back by Ismail Doucouré. The former Valenciennes man goes back to Mike Penders, the goalkeeper, and we are 4 minutes plus injury time away from half time, and Strasbourg know that they can smell blood, and Strasbourg try again to get forward. Ouattara goes down, no foul, says the referee. It's picked up at the back by Stefan Posch, who holds his arms out and says, who wants it? They seem to have gone missing at the moment, Mainz. They need half-time, they need it desperately. Here's Barco. He'll retrieve that in the right-back position and goes back to Mike Penders. Penders can give it across to Chilwell, and a very young team. Chilwell's experience in Europe for Chelsea and at international level for England is vital. As he plays it wide to Nanasi, and Nanasi can have a little run down the left-hand side. Tried to play it inside, couldn't quite find El Marabat, who's now out of position. And here come Mainz forward up towards the halfway line. It's checked back to Posch. He'll have to go back to his goalkeeper. He's left it a little short, but does get their first bats. Got there ahead of Enciso and cleared it straight for touch. Gary O'Neill can only applaud and admire the way that his team have executed his plans to perfection in this first half. 2-0 down in Germany from the first leg early on. Strasbourg have gone and got themselves a 2-0 first half lead in the second leg. Just got to keep attacking Strasbourg. I'm sure more goals will come. Here's Godot, who looks a sensation. Fulham let him go. And off he went to Strasbourg. Look what he's done in French football this season, Godot. He's been one of the finds of the season. 14 goals. 8 in Ligue 1. Aston Villa 3-0 up. Morgan Rogers with the third goal for Villa. Ouattara taken well by Moreira, but then he trips Philip Moena. The Austrian goes down, the former Kaiserslautern and PSV Eindhoven player. Well, it was a brilliant save by Bats that denied Enciso a third. Just a couple of minutes ago. Got away from Danny Da Costa. Mainz's defence have been stretched from pillar to post. They have been quarter-finalists before in a European competition, Strasbourg. They reached the quarter-final of the European Cup way back in 1980-81 season. They got to the quarter-finals and lost the 2 legs to Ajax. Through ball by Soto Kawasaki has drifted between the two strikers, Viper and Tietz, and straight through to Penders. Penders gives it to the left-hand side, and Chilwell, he goes long. Up jumps Enciso over his head. Mainz giving it away again. It's a great piece of play from Barco. Barco can't quite find a way through. Good recovery from Nivelle, who then gets fouled, and that's going to be a yellow card. First yellow card of the game for a Strasbourg player. I think it's Nanasi. It is. So the goal scorer of the first goal picks up a yellow. So it's Strasbourg 2, Mainz 0, 2-2 on aggregate. Been loads of goals tonight. Villa 3-0 up, Forest 1-0 up, Real Betis 2-1 up. Here come Strasbourg looking for a third. And that's a good return for Godot. Godot cuts inside, pulls it back, Barco with a shot. It comes back in again to Godot, and he smashes it against a defender, and it hits him right between the legs. Ouch. Blasted straight where you don't want to be hit by a ball. Stefan Posch is nursing a breathless moment at the moment. What is great to see tonight is there is segregation in a roundabout way, but there's a load of Mainz supporters, and then there's just a row of steps, and then there's Strasbourg supporters. No segregation, no stewards, no police. It seems all very calm. And here's the corner. Not a very good corner by Enciso. Slammed away. We are into 2 minutes of stoppage time, by the way. It's gone very quickly. Strasbourg trying one last time to get forward, but Ben Chilwell bent that one straight through to the goalkeeper. Daniel Batts will take his time, and they will be relieved to hear the final whistle of the first half. Mainz 2-0 down. It could have been worse. It really could have been. Fiorentina 1, Palace 1 still. AEK are now 2-0 up on Vallecano. Everyone thinking it's a Vallecano Mainz semi-final. Could be an AEK Strasbourg semi-final. Two great comebacks, it seems. Long ball forward by Mainz, trying to release Tietz. It was easy for Ouattara. Goes back to his goalkeeper, and the half-time whistle blows, and Strasbourg lead 2-0, and they deserve every round of applause that they're getting from their adjutant crowd here at half-time. First goal from Nanasi, the second from Ouattara. They nearly got a third through in Cissé. They have thoroughly deserved their lead. They're right back in this tie. They're the favourites now. Mainz have to regroup. They have to be better in the second half. They have to change things. Half-time. It's Strasbourg 2, Mainz 0, 2-2 on aggregate. And of course, we've got the second half to come. And maybe, just maybe, things stay the same. Extra time and penalties as well. We'll see you on the other side. Well, welcome back. You are listening to audio commentary coverage of Strasbourg against Mainz. This is the quarter-final of the UEFA Conference League. 2-0 at half-time to Strasbourg, having lost 2-0 in Germany against Mainz exactly a week ago. It's been quite a performance from Strasbourg. They've made a change at half-time of the German side. But they'll be looking to stem the flow, if nothing else, trying to make this a one-off 45 minutes. Amari's come on, they've taken off one of their strikers in Viper. Amari will be that kind of front man of the diamond in the midfield as they look to just solidify. Ben Chilwell curls one forward, so chases on for Godot, lifted away by Posh, into touch on the near side. It's going to be another throw in to Strasbourg. Chilwell all the way back to Doucouré. Bamadeli. Morabat comes deep and gives it back to Andrew Bamadeli. Tara to the right, just placed it slightly behind Diego Moreira, who's had an excellent game, the former Chelsea and Lyon man. It's been a super performance from Strasbourg so far. They're on the brink here. Mainz 2-0 up for the first leg. I think they thought this was in the bag, and they got to about 25 minutes without a goal. And then suddenly, bang, bang. Goals from Nanasi and Ouattara. We've also seen Moreira's volley saved by Bats, and also Enciso went through. Good save by Bats. Two good saves by the goalkeeper. It could easily have been 4-4. Now warming up Emmanuel Amiga. They're also warming up Gersin Yassin, a winger that started the first leg of the game in Germany. 2.5 minutes into the second half, and the Ultras are away to the stand behind the goal on our left-hand side, where the Strasbourg are attacking in this second half, all holding the scarves above their heads. It's a sight to behold. They make lots of noise. Ball is played down the line from Vidma, straight out of play. A couple of nervous clearances from Mainz early in the second half. They really have lost their composure at the moment. They need to regain that composure, and they need to do it very, very quickly. Ouattara scored the second goal, wide to Moreira. He then goes rampaging off. It's like they're playing with two right wingers at the moment. Ouattara is waiting. Moreira has been brought down. It looked like a foul from here, although it was on the far side of the pitch. The referee was much closer and said no. They're desperate to win it back, and El Mourabat does exactly that, but it's a free kick. It was a little overzealous to stop Keishisanu in his tracks. Grab of the shirt from El Mourabat. So the winners of this, as things stand, will play Rayo O'Connor in the semi-final. And Mourabat did get a yellow card for that, by the way. But, Rayo Vallecano 3-0 up for the first leg, and now 2-0 down in Greece. Chilwell prods it inside, and Bamadeli can bring it forward into the midfield, and Mourabat finding Nanasi. Two players, Mourabat and Nanasi, on a yellow card, as is Dominic Kerr at the back for Mainz. Poch at the back is a yellow card away from a one-match ban. If Mainz were to make it through to the semi-finals, which doesn't feel very likely at the moment. Moreira finding Barco, back to Moreira, back to Barco. edges forward, tries to play it down the line, really nearly succeeded in finding Julio Enciso there. Barco. He's always willing to try something a little different, Barco. It's the drive forward from Danny Da Costa. Sees him get it forward quickly to Kawasaki. Kawasaki on the right-hand side. Beats Chilwell. Comes inside. The attempted cross was from Nadia Amiri. And a goal kick has been given as opposed to a corner. Amiri glancing at the assistant referee on the near side, who says goal kick. Let's have a look from the angle behind the goal. Amiri takes it on. Well, might just have been a corner. Who knows? Villa 3-0 up, Forest 1-0 up, and as things stand, those two will meet each other in an all-English semi-final in the depths of the Europa League, here in the Conference League. Semi-final lineup is slightly less certain. I'm going to pick one out of these two at the moment, but I tell you what, I think this is level. The winners of this will play AEK or Vallecano. Vallecano 3-0 up from the first leg. AEK 3-0 up in Greece tonight. That one's level. What a comeback from AEK. Even more so than this one. 3-0, 3-0. This one's 2-0, 2-0. Ball has been delivered a long way forward. Down by the corner flag, Sylvain Vidmar is able to clear for Mainz. Held up well by Philippe Tietz. Tietz finding the bell. He had a very good first leg. Has been on the periphery in the second leg. It's now Betis 2, Braga 2. That was 3-0 at one stage, but they had that third goal ruled out, did Betis. And now it's all square again. Correct back to Penders, who strikes it long, left-footed. Can't quite bring it under control, though, Sebastian Nanasi. Mainz trying to rediscover their touch with Mwene. Played inside to Sanu. Sanu. It's in wide to Mwene again. Mwene back to Sanu. This is Nebao. He's going to go for goal. It rises high over the crossbar. It's a shot, and they haven't had many of them tonight of Mainz. It's way over the top, though. Strasbourg lead by 2-0, which makes it 2-2 on aggregate. Extra time penalties does stand as the next option on the menu. If this one doesn't pass the taste test. Here come Mainz. Right up towards Tietz and then out wide. This is a good piece of play. Vidmar gets the cross in and it's slammed towards goal, and it was a really good block from Obama-Deli to deny Tietz. And he's got an injury there as Valentin Barco for his part in the block. I don't think it was him that blocked it. Well, Barco and Obama-Deli both went for it. Obama-Deli might just clipped Barco's ankles as he got the block in. It is a corner to Mainz. And a painful one for Valentin Barco. Well, they've got two central midfielders on a bookie. The one that isn't is Valentin Barco, who's on the deck at the moment. They could do without losing any of those, so they've got to be careful in there. He's really struggling with that right ankle, is Barco. He has had a few problems with his right ankle in recent weeks. He's grimacing at the moment, looks up to the skies and knows that this might be more than a big problem. We're looking at the bench. You've got Amugo that could come in, or Maxi Oyedele, who started last week and actually had a good game alongside Barco. That would be the obvious replacement. Herrera is chasing the clearance from the corner. It's gone all the way back to Mainz goalkeeper Batts. A long punt forward and right to the edge of his 18-yard box to gather that one, Mike Penders. Great, aggressive, confident goalkeeping from the Chelsea loanee. Godo stands and waits, but Decore's not in a hurry to get it to him, and he goes inside instead to Amrabat. They'll bide their time, Strasbourg. They've got themselves back to where they want to be. They've turned this into an even contest. 2-0 down after 20 minutes in the first leg. They could have only dreamed this was going to happen. Real Betis got to the final last season in the Conference League, looking to get to the final in the Europa League this season. They were 2-0 up in the first leg against Braga, in the second leg rather, this afternoon against Braga. They then went 3-0 up and had a goal disallowed. Now it's Real Betis 2, Braga 3, so it's the Portuguese side that have taken the lead. Looks like they will go through to play Freiburg as things stand. 10.5 minutes into the second half. It remains Strasbourg 1, Mainz 1. Just wonder whether Mainz try and mix it up a bit more. And they're just going to change like for like. Would have been better in the second half, but you still feel that Strasbourg have that edge. They've got Amiga on the bench as well. Sama Mohamed has been used fleetingly this season. Here's Moreira. He's done well, Moreira. He's kept it as well. And he's got help from Ouattara, and Ouattara will go all the way back. Ouattara was a little short, but that nearly went to Amrabat. And now at Nanasi, hunting down was Chilwell joining in, and the Grace in the middle of that midfield. Chilwell again. Back to Decore. Bamadeli, rather, now Decore. Bamadeli again. 57 minutes gone. Strasbourg just keeping the ball. Mainz relieved that they seem to have stemmed the flow slightly, taking off one of their two strikers and bringing on a midfield to give them a diamond four in the midfield. There's Barco. It's a little bit more congested in there now, but Barco has got away from two challenges. He's been brought down, and that will be a free kick. And I think the referee was reaching for his pocket, but it was for the spray can as opposed to the yellow card. Tried ever so hard to get away from Paul Nobel, and then he was caught by Soto Kawasaki. So, a free kick to Strasbourg inside the Mainz half. A change. We'll see Amiga coming on for Nanasi, the goal scorer. And this is interesting. What it would do is it means that Enciso will go a little deeper. And Amiga will come on. He was sensational last season. Barco has gone down again. That problematic right ankle has forced him to take off his boot and his sock, and he's going to need some attention before this free kick is taken. So they've made one change here at Strasbourg, and he's down to the bare foot. And the physio is having a look at Barco's ankle problem. Didn't see much in it with the block that he and Bamadeli put in just a few minutes ago. That caused the problem. Barco has gone down injured, and a yellow card has been shown to someone on the Mainz bench. Not sure if it was Marcus Hoffmann, assistant coach. I think it was. Might even been Urs Fischer himself, the coach. He has now been taken off as Barco, and they're down to 10 men momentarily. Was to try to fix that ankle problem. Fiorentina 2, Crystal Palace 1, 4-2 to Palace on aggregate. Still a hope there for Fiorentina. No away goals, so they need 2 more. Here's Enciso's free kick. He's played that straight over the top and straight out. Omobamidele tries to bring to the referee's attention that he was flattered on the edge of the penalty area. Not sure he would have got that. Rayo Vallecano have got a goal back in Greece, so it's now AEK 3, Vallecano 1. So 4-3 to Vallecano on aggregate. Game on there. This one, inseparable, 2-2. 2-0 on the night to Strasbourg. Here come Mainz, who have been very disappointing so far, really. That 2-goal cushion slip. The game plan has been excellent from Strasbourg so far. They haven't been quite so influential in the second half. It was never going to be the case. The fact that they got those 2 goals back before half-time really does give them the boost that they wanted. They would have taken that at before the game, a 2-0 half-time lead, wouldn't they? Now, here's a ball into the penalty area. That's a good challenge coming in to deny the cross from Mwene. Referee has played on. In the meantime, got a man down inside the penalty area. I think it's El Murabat who got caught there by Moyani. Header forward. It's not El Murabat because he's just headed the ball forward. I know it was Julio Enciso. Now into the midfield and Nebel with a ball over the top, and out comes Mike Penders, clears left-footed up down the left-hand side. Godo chases. Da Costa chests it into touch for a throw-in. Amiga coming on does make a difference. Cleared away to Vidmar put under pressure from Godo. Godo really giving him grief, and he has given a lot of pressure on Vidmar and Posh down that left flank all night. But here come Mainz, and they look to get some numbers forward for the first time. Philip Moena is taken down by the challenge of Moreira. Must it look like a foul from here? Nothing was given. He's back on his feet, he's got his sock on, he's got his boot on, and he seems to be running a little bit more free. The magic spray and some ultra tight bandaging, I think, might just have done it for Valentin Barco. So, good interception by Omobamidele. They were trying to release the ball down the left-hand side for Nadia Mamari. It was a good interception from the former Nottingham Forest man, Omobamidele. Forest and Villa still on course to meet in the semi-final of the Conference League, both winning tonight at home and on aggregate. Villa's formality. Forest against 10 men and 1-0 up on Porto. Strasbourg playing a long ball forward. It's an interesting ball as well. Bounces up once, doesn't quite get a touch. Barco up into the arms of Daniel Batz, who's certainly been the busier of the 2 goalkeepers tonight. It's been won back by Godo. Godo now with a chance to run towards the penalty area. Martial Godo, great ball. This is a chance for Moreira. Can he get away? Now, is that a penalty? Referee's had a long look. Penalty Strasbourg. A foul on Moreira, and a penalty has been given to Strasbourg. He had a long look, he paused for a second, he regrouped his thoughts, and he pointed to the spot. Barco went down. A waggle of the finger, but the referee was pretty confident in his decision. Godo driving forward, finding Barco. Question was he offside? He's been caught by Dominic Court, who is on a yellow card, by the way. Now, did he get the ball? No, he didn't. Got the man. He didn't get the ball. They surround the referee. There will be a VAR check. there is not enough evidence for me there to overturn a penalty decision from the referee, and he was in a good position as well, was the Portuguese referee João Pinheiro, and he's limping all the more now, is Barco. I don't think he's going to be able to carry on. They are warming up several subs. Looks like they may be bringing on Oyedele sooner rather than later. Well, there was a rumour that Emmanuel Omega was going to start this game. He hasn't started a game since November. They did resist temptation and left him on the bench. He is on. He is Chelsea bound in the summer. The VAR check is over. The penalty stands. And this is a chance for Racing Strasbourg to turn a 2-0 deficit into a 3-2 advantage on aggregate. He's had a lot of time to think about this, Emmanuel Omega. And he is pretty stern in front of goal normally, the Dutchman. Steps up, staggers, saved by the goalkeeper. Omega misses the penalty, and Moreira takes the corner out of it. And Bats has been sensational tonight. A penalty miss from Omega. He's made 3 super saves, and he guessed right to his left. A missed penalty from Emmanuel Omega, and it stays at 2-2. Mainz given the lifeline. It's a corner. Barco's gone across to take it. He's hobbling heavily. I think that penalty challenge has reignited the ankle injury, but he's running again now into the box. It was just behind Enciso. He's come through to Moreira. Moreira gets the cross in to the penalty area. It's hacked away by Kawasaki. It's going to be retrieved over on this near side by Ouattara. Striker playing at right wing back, and at the moment filling in at left wing back. Gives it to Barco, of course, Paris Saint-Germain. There is Ouattara again. He's playing it out wide to Amurabat. Ouattara playing with a swagger at Strasbourg. They could have been ahead by 3-0 on the night. They've had 63% of the possession. They've missed a penalty. And Ciso and Moreira have both been denied by super saves by Daniel Bats. Goals coming from Nanasi and Ouattara. Ball in towards Omega into the penalty area. It's headed behind by Posh. And that's going to be a corner to Strasbourg, who are suddenly applying some more pressure. Valenciano putting that goal back in Greece means that they, at the moment, are edging the other potential semi-final berth. Corner played short. It's Barco into the box. Chilwell trying to control it, but he's beaten to it by Nebel. Gets a long clearance away, but Strasbourg have started to look like the Strasbourg that dominated the first half. Emmanuel Omega with ball forward. It's a nice touch here, it's in, and there is a touch from Enciso. It's 3-0. It was coming. Julio Enciso with the simplest of tap-ins after good work from Amigo. Omega into the box, and Strasbourg fans celebrating their numbers. It's a great goal. 3-0 Strasbourg with 21 minutes to go, and they've opened up Mainz yet again, and they take the lead for the first time in this tie overall. Third goal in 8 matches in the Conference League for the Paraguayan. Former Brighton man. It all came down the right-hand side. Moreira on the halfway line. Another goal started on the halfway line. Plays it into the channel. And Amiga's just missed a penalty. But giving credit, he's burst his way into the box. and he's got around the back of two defenders, which he really shouldn't have done. What on earth was Stefan Poch doing? He's got the ball in, he's taken a slight deflection, a little bit of luck for Amiga. Sometimes you need a little bit of luck, but that's good play from Amiga. He's caused problems there for Mainz, and if Mainz can't defend well, then they're going to concede goals like that, and that is woeful defending from Poch and from Mwene, and that is why Strasbourg lead here 3-0 on the night and 3-2 on aggregate, and suddenly now they've got to come out and do something, Mainz, and they haven't done anything all night. They've got what they've deserved, a good hiding. It's 3-0. Well, you would fancy Strasbourg over two legs against Vallecano. Not one of the strongest teams in Spain. I said when the quarterfinals are out, the winners of this game could well be finalists. Stand by that. So 3-0, and Julio Enciso gets in on the act. Oh, don't worry about the missed penalty. He's there to rectify. And suddenly Barco's bad-looking ankle injury seems to have dissipated. The adrenaline has pumped through his body after the third goal has gone in. He seems to be okay. He's rolling the roost out in that midfield. So Enciso with the third goal. And the Strasbourg fans are celebrating in their numbers. Well, it's a good finish from close range from Enciso. Decore organising his back line. Strasbourg 3, Mainz 0. It's been a masterclass from Mainz, but they still got work to do as the ball is played out wide and it's too far ahead of Mwene and it goes out for a goal kick. But they've done ever so well. They've had 7 days to plan this one. Well, Godo led them on a merry dance, and that laid it on a plate for Enciso to walk it into the net. And the calmest man on the bench when that ball hit the net, as Vidma comes off and Kachi comes on in left back position, the right back position rather. They've brought on Kachi, he comes on. Kawasaki is off and Sayeb is on. As well. And, well, does that make a difference? 11 shots from the home side, 3 from Mainz, who have just not been able to contain this vibrant young Strasbourg side. Here's Enciso. It's a great run from him. Still going, lifts it to the far post. Amiga, it's 4-0. Game over. He might have missed a penalty, but he's made up for it now. Emmanuel Amiga. It's Racing Strasbourg 4, Mainz 0, and my goodness me, Mainz have been blown apart tonight by some French dominance. On the German-French border, Strasbourg have absolutely ripped their German visitors to shreds. Amiga has had heartbreak with his injury problems. He hasn't started a game since November. He came on, he missed a penalty. But then, look at that for a ball in from Julio Enciso. He's running the roost. And Amigo celebrates with his girlfriend. He celebrates with every single fan that he can. Strasbourg in control now. Decore is coming off. They're a little light in numbers at the back. Decore has handed the captain's armband back to the goal scorer, Emmanuel Amiga. Well, they could have had 7 tonight. They've been ever so good, Strasbourg. And they have absolutely wiped the floor. Wiped the floor with Mainz, who have been disgustingly awful, I have to be honest. They're really, really disappointed. They've not stuck to the basic principles of defending. They have been woeful, and they could get done by more here. This is Godot, who has caused problems. The cross isn't a good one, but Barco nearly got there. They need 2 goals from somewhere, Mainz, and they've got 15 minutes to find them, and I can't see them getting it from anywhere. It's a run forward down the left from Omeri, on as a half-time substitute. It's a great result for Strasbourg. They come into this and you think, well, they've got a chance, but only a chance, not much of a chance. They have been so good, so good. Tonight we have seen this young side coming of age, really. And they haven't got an answer for it, Mainz. They're on the attack at the moment. They get a cross in, it's way too deep. Chilwell puts pressure on Mawene, who's gone into right back, leaving Kachi to come in on the left-hand side. Kachi on the left, Mawene on the right now. He can play both sides, Mawene. So Kachi on the left. I tell you, it's now Real Betis 2, Braga 4 in Spain. Betis are on their way out. It's going to be Braga against Freiburg for a place in the Europa final. Forest against Aston Villa in the other semi-final, it looks like. Ben Chilwell is coming off. Takes the applause, does Ben Chilwell. He's been magnificent tonight. His experience has counted for everything. Augsburg will come on, who can play left back, right back, or just about anywhere at the back. It's a big lad. Danish under-21 international, former Neuschatel player coming on. Well, that 4th goal has just about killed the tie. Barcola. Barcola, I keep calling him Barcola. Barco, I've called him Barco for an hour, now I'm calling him Barcola. I know he's had a good game, but not that good. Valentin Barco carries on. I think it's a matter of time before they take him off. I don't think you're going to see him play again for a week or two. And changes. Ouattara is going to come off. He's going to be replaced like for like. Gersim Yassin, who started the first leg, comes on with a broad smile on his face. His teammates have done the job already. Mainz have been so disappointed tonight. When you look at the French League, but you know that the Bundesliga is much stronger. Mainz some way off European qualification this year. This was their only route into Europe next season by winning this competition. Well, they're not going to do that. It's been so poor from them tonight. Got on a 9-match run and then they go and lose 2 in a bounce. And that's how quickly your season can change. It'll be Crystal Palace against Shakhtar. It will be Vallecano against Strasbourg in the semi-finals. As things stand, there's still a chance for Feyenoord. They'll need to score 2 late goals in the game in Italy. AEK only need 1 more to take it to extra time. Here, Mainz need 2 to take it to extra time. I can't see it happening. There's too much spring in this young Strasbourg step, and with the crowd behind them, they look beleaguered to Mainz. Mainz have to bounce back with a trip on Sunday to Borussia Mönchengladbach. There's Amiga into the channel. Trying to hold off Posh, who's, for me, been very poor at the back, and it came off of Posh last, and it's going to be a corner as we prepare to move into the last 10 minutes of this game. And Strasbourg are looking for more. They've been ever so good tonight, ever so good. Liga gradually finding his feet for fitness. Remember his brilliant season last season prompted Chelsea to sign him, but he got injured this year, and Kelly came in and scored 20 goals before he ruptured his knee ligaments. He's going to be out for a while. Good time for Amiga to come back. Corner. And it comes from Barco, drives it in, it's headed away by Nabel. And now Mainz looking to break on the counter-attack. They're preparing another 2 substitutes. It's a push by Decore. He might take a yellow card for that one, or has he got away with it? He might have got away with it. So 2 changes. Well, first one off is Mwene. Vrachnik coming on, he'll go at right back. Kachi left back. Bovin is on as well. So Bovin making his way onto the pitch. Coming on, didn't quite catch who came on for, but quite frankly they could play with 12 men and it still won't make any difference in this game. Gary O'Neill deserves a bit of credit, the way he set up his team tonight. They've been brave and adventurous. Mainz have come here with 2 strikers, 2 big strikers, to try and stretch the game in their favour. It's worked against them really. Vic is player coming on, Bovin. Kurt was the player that went off, by the way. 4 at the back now. Mainz have got to try and gamble, try and get a goal just to give them a fighting chance of something late on. They've got 7.5 minutes to score twice and take it into extra time. Semi-finals are within touching distance now for Strasbourg. Nebel up to the left-hand side. Kachi. Nebel again, working so hard to try and win that ball back through Yassin. They're just working really hard. Godo, Moreira. Gary O'Neill has got a fighting spirit in this young side, and when things are going well, things really are going well. They're looking very good. Long clearance by Batts. He's the only player for Mainz to take any credit out of tonight. Saved the penalty, saved brilliantly to keep out Moreira and Enciso. 2 great saves in the first half, and it would have been 4-0 at half time had it not been for him. Had it not been for him, they could have been looking at 6 or 7 here, not for Augsburg. Long ball forward again, it's in behind, and it's all too easy to turn over this Mainz defence. For once, a bit better the defending this time from Posh. De Costa to Posh, bringing the ball out from the back now. Mainz, 6 minutes to go. I really can't see a way back for them. The offside flag is up as the ball is thrown into the box towards Tietz. So a free kick to Strasbourg, who are managing this game ultra well. And you know what? I said from an early outset, I think the two strongest sides in this potentially are Crystal Palace and Strasbourg. That could well be your final. And it would be a pretty good final as well, wouldn't it? Crystal Palace against Strasbourg. Not likewise sides, are they? Here's Amiga. Now he's been brought down. Referee has given a free kick against Amiga for wrestling with Posch. Posch, Austrian international on loan from Como. Former Bologna man. He's had a poor game tonight, he really has. So a free kick which will be taken by Daniel Batz. 4.5 minutes of the 90 remaining, plus injury time. Mainz looking for a goal that would make for an interesting finale. But they need two. Clearance was a poor one. It's Nebel, tries to get the cross in. Moreira closed him down very quickly, deflects it behind for a corner. So a corner to Mainz, and they're still in with this tiny little glimmer. Nebel is going to whip this one in from the right-hand side. It's going to be an outswinger, in fact. So he's going to hit it with the right foot. He's raised his right arm. Swings it deep. Headed towards goal and then rammed away up into the air from Lucas Hogsberg. Oh, there was a loose touch from Verchnik there, and he just about got away with that. It's just this utter fragility about Mainz at the moment. As the cross comes in, it's a good ball in as well. Good header away from Avamadeli. And Barco has been excellent. There's been 5 or 6 of these Strasbourg players you could put down as excellent. Godot, sensational. It's one of the hottest properties in French football at the moment. He couldn't get on the bench for Fulham earlier on in the season. And Enciso's done his part, made a goal, scored a goal. He's ripped into Mainz tonight. He's going to come off and they're going to go slightly more negative here. And I don't blame them. Maxi Oyedele, a young 21-year-old midfielder, will come on. And with Barco in the midfield and El Marabat in the midfield, that will just solidify things. Well, I know Paris Saint-Germain, Strasbourg, they won't confess to be, but this is a performance akin to what Paris Saint-Germain can do to you tonight. It's been really good from Strasbourg, this young side, full of energy, been very impressive. Ball pulled back by Nebel, back into Nebel again. Can he get the shot away? No, he can't. Lifted to safety by Ismail Dekuro. 22-year-old's got an old head on young shoulders, and he's read the game very well at the back. Good chip down the line towards Nebel again, and taking no chances. Barco's there to head it behind for a corner. There you go, you can have a corner. We've got 90 seconds plus injury time to find 2 goals. They really have to score here if mission impossible is to still be mission ever so slightly possible. Nebel with the corner. Do get the first touch on the header, and the ball slammed towards goal. Trying to clear it was Abamadeli, hit his own player. It's come back eventually to Mainz, and Barco's trying to dig it out. Moreira just anywhere will do, nearly releasing Godot down the left, and he would have been away if that would have been kept in play. It sounds like they're having a penalty check here of some sort for a handball against Barco. It hit the hand of Barco. And they're having a penalty check here. It certainly hits Barco's hand. It's whether he was in a natural position or not. His hand's beside his body. I mean, it's probably going to be immaterial. Portuguese officials tonight. Thiago Martins and Andre Narciso are on the VAR. They're having a good look at this. Well, it does hit his arm. It isn't the penalty area. It's his body in and out to his arm. I don't know. I can never tell with VAR. I always speculate and get it completely wrong. 5 minutes of added time, by the way. So if there is a penalty here and they score, they've got 5 minutes to get one more, Mainz. Aston Villa 4, Bologna 0, and the penalty has been overturned. Well, not overturned, it's been backed up. No penalty. And the referee didn't give it on the field of play, didn't see the hand. I think it hit his body and then to his hand rather than his hand to his body. That would have been a penalty. And that sums up the night for Mainz. They've been so poor. Villa 4, Bologna 0. Ezri Konsa has scored. He scored in the first leg, didn't he, in Italy? He scored again tonight. Forest still leading 1-0 against Porto. So they'll be through to the semi-finals to play each other, Villa and Forest. Braga against Freiburg. It looks as if it's going to be in the other semi-final. Shakhtar, we know, are through. They're probably going to play Crystal Palace unless Fiorentina can score 2 very late goals. And unless AEK can come back, it's going to be Vallecano against Strasbourg. Free kick. Whipped in towards the penalty area. Down goes Penders and flies through the air to punch away. It's kept in play over on the far side by Yassin. The referee's pulled it back, saying that Yassin has actually taken it over the line. It will be a throw to Mainz, who try and string some passes together, but they're not finding a way through this Strasbourg defence, who have been excellent tonight. It's been a 5-star performance, perhaps worthy of one more goal to give them a 5-0 lead. But they're into the penalty area here, are Mainz, but they don't find a way through. Cleared away by Omar Banadelli, who along with Doucouré looked a really good partnership. Well, after 20 minutes of the first leg, they were 2-0 down, and it looked like this tie was done and dusted. But unlike Mainz in the second leg, they managed to compose themselves and stay in the tie with a bit of dig in your heels determination. They've had none of that tonight, Mainz. Dreadfully disappointing. Dreadfully disappointing. As the ball is pulled back to the edge of the penalty area. Will he have a go here? He does. Oh, and easy save in the end from Penders from the shot from Nediem Amiri. Quite straightforward. And there's a little bit of a altercation going on inside the penalty area at the moment, where the referee's got a yellow card out. I have to be honest, I didn't see it, but Sieb has got a yellow card, substitute. I think there's a bit of pushing and shoving involving Moreira. Moreira's got a yellow card as well. We're 3.5 minutes into 5 minutes of stoppage time. We've probably had another minute onto that for this altercation. Pender's got the ball. And then as he went down and dropped on the ball, it looked as if Tietz might have just kicked the backside of Penders, and that's where the altercation came from. Verechnik is another player to get a yellow card, so 3 yellow cards handed out there. Sieb, Verechnik and Moreira. It's forward by Tietz to the left-hand side. Borvik tries to play it down the line. There's nobody there. Slammed clear by Elmorabat against a Mainz player and out for a goal kick, and he goes up to the crowd on the far side and gestures and said, come on, get behind us, let's enjoy this. And the fans tonight have been excellent inside this stadium for Strasbourg. They've been brilliant. The atmosphere has been electric. Performance has been sensational. So about 10 seconds of the 5 minutes of added time to go. Well, Gary O'Neill's side are thrown out for sure. It's a long ball down the middle. It's straight through to Penders, who can chest it down and waits on the corner edge of his penalty area for someone in red to come. They won't need to. The final whistle was blown, and Strasbourg have put together a quite sensational package performance tonight to blow away Mainz. 2-0 down from the first leg. Gary O'Neill's side have won the second leg by 4-0. And there is an incident taking place in the corner where Godot has gone and grabbed the corner flag right in front of the Mainz fans, and now all the Mainz players have gone over, and Poch has gone in and he's leading the charge to try and get at Godot. Well, Poch has been absolutely awful tonight. That's the most effort he's put in during the entire game, is to try and go and find Godot for a fight. And it's all got rather unsavoury in the corner. And if only Mainz had put in that much fight during the 90 minutes, maybe they wouldn't have lost 4-0. It's been a disgusting performance for them. It was Amiri that went over and pushed Godot. And then Tiet, Poch, Amiri, they all went after Godot. Why couldn't they put that much effort in on the football field in the 90 minutes preceding that? Anyway, that incident aside, it's been a great performance from Strasbourg. They've won this one by 4-0. They're through to the semi-final, where I can tell you they still don't know their opponents, but it's AEK leading 3-1 tonight, so it looks like it's going to beat Rayo Vallecano. Great result this for Strasbourg. Thank you very much for your company this evening. It's been great having you here at the Stade de la Manu. Now we'll be back again soon with the weekend just around the corner. In the meantime, have a good night. We'll see you all soon.